If you follow my Facebook page, then this video is sponsored by you. Recent policy changes mean I can't share links to gun and gun accessory deals here on YouTube, but I can share them on Facebook, and I do, pretty much daily. When I find killer deals on ammo, gun parts, guns, knives, outdoor gear, and more, I quickly post them to Facebook for you to take advantage of. And some of those sell out fast. But you'll only see those deals if you follow me, so please head over to facebook.com/thelateboyscout and leave a like.
Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning in to another Olight overview and flash sale. Today we're introducing the S2R Baton 2 from Olight. I'm going to talk about some specs on it, talk about some experience in carrying it and so forth, and tell you all about the flash sale as we compare it to the S2R Baton original and kind of also the S1R Baton 2, the S1R Baton original. Talk about how all these things kind of work together or don't work together as EDC items in the rest of your EDC kit. Got a couple of knives flanking the lights here to give you some perspective on how small these guys are and how useful they're going to be as you carry them in an EDC manner. Let's jump into the flash sale first because I want you guys to jump over and take advantage of this while you can. I'm posting this video same night that I'm shooting it. Got a cold going on, but I want to get this information out there for you because it's a pretty sweet deal on a pretty awesome light. And I think you'll agree once you kind of get a look at it here. So flash sale information. It's going on all day long, November 9th. 30% off this guy. So that brings the price down to $48.99 with free shipping. And if you spend $159 or more, you get a free S2A as a nice little bonus. Again, free shipping on all that. Use my link in the description so that Olight knows that I sent you over there. They've been very generous in sending me lights to review this year, as well as to you guys by providing all these awesome flash sales. So lots of good stuff to stock up on for Christmas and as you know, just for your own collection as well. I got these things all over the place in my house, in cars and so forth, as very, very useful EDC and emergency lights. So can't really have too many, honestly. All right, so let's get into some details here, talk about my experience using this guy, comparing it to some of the other lights here on the table and so forth. So you can kind of see very briefly, that's the Benchmade bug out right there, how that is basically the same height, very close anyway. Obviously the bug out's nice and slim. And then there is the Spyderco Endura. You can see kind of how that stacks up to it. Not too different in weight either, by the way. This thing comes in at, I think it's 3.5 ounces or so. Pretty nice weight for carrying around for EDC. As far as the length, you're looking at just under 4 inches. So definitely carryable as a nice, powerful EDC light. See how that sort of fills up my hand there as well. All right, we've got some awesome knurling on there. Very nice and big and pronounced. Really nice stuff. Comparing that to the original, you can see that it's much sort of finer here, which I never had a complaint about, but when I get this in my hand, I'm like, yeah, dude, that feels great. You can really hold on to that, gloves or barehanded, whatever. Cold weather coming up, it's going to be nice to, you know, have something that you can really hold on to in the cold. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Cool little indicator on the button there. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it given the light, but it has a little green indicator when it's running with lots of juice, and then that does turn red when it gets low. I believe the same deal on the original. And I wanted to sort of flank these with the S1R Baton and S1R Baton 2 because that's sort of where I started off in this whole lineup. So I bought this guy, I don't remember how many years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I bought 2 of them because I thought I lost one for a little while and loved it. Loved it so much that when I found out about this one and got a hold of it finally, I think I picked up at Blade HQ, I decided to go ahead and get the S2R as a nice little complement to this guy. So this is the one that would stay in my everyday carry rotation as far as just kind of walking around with it in my pocket. And then this is the one that would stay in my car, plugged into the charger at all times, little USB charger in my car, and just kind of stayed there. It was always charged up, ready to go in case I needed a nice powerful flashlight with lots of modes, lots of brightness and so forth. And so I really enjoyed kind of that pairing there. This one taking CR123A batteries, and this one taking 18650 rechargeable batteries. Both of them rechargeable, actually. So this one's the rechargeable, not the CR123A, but the rechargeable. In any case, I believe you can also swap out 2 CR123s, not rechargeable standard ones, if that 18650 is dead and you can't recharge it for whatever reason. So there's that option as well. However, because it takes the 18650, it is going to be a little bit fatter in the body than the single CR123 style. Okay, so keep that in mind. Not a big deal for me, honestly. It's still quite easy seeable, and yeah, good light. Mention Blade HQ. I'm going to throw this in real quick. Have you guys picked one of these up yet? Get one of these for Veterans Day. Continue Mission is a great organization that helps out our veterans, and Blade HQ has teamed up with them for Veterans Day to raise lots and lots of money. And I heartily back that up. So please go to Blade HQ, pick up a Continue Mission tag. It's got this nice canvas on the back and leather on the front. Really cool looking, classy looking. Great thing to put on your keychain or attach to a zipper pull on your backpack or whatever. But $5 and helps veterans. Pick one up. Now, on to the review. The S2R, like I said before, is kind of the S2R Baton 2 is the updated version of the S2R original. Lot of things to talk about on this light that I think are improvements, that I think are interesting differences, and so forth. And we're going to show you the beam pattern, talk about the specs as far as, you know, the different lumen counts and so forth. We'll just give you a quick and dirty version of it right now. 1150 lumens at max, and you can go all the way down to 0.5 lumens in their sort of moonlight mode. So you've got a big range there. It's also got strobe, and all those features are really easy to access. They work basically exactly the same as the original S1R or the S1R Baton 2, okay? As far as how you get to those different modes, it all works the same. The pocket clip is different from the original, as you can tell there. So this one wraps way up to the head and then comes back down, so you can only carry it this direction. That's actually true of this one too. You can only carry it that direction because there's no other place to mount this to flip it. Even though it does have the exact same S-shaped clip as the S1R, you can really only use it one way. So it's just kind of something to keep in mind. But I didn't point this out in my review of the S1R2 light, that they have changed the way that the clip is attached. On this one, you can see that you can actually rotate that around, and some folks will use that to sort of protect the button, keep that from accidentally actuating in pocket or in their bag or wherever they're keeping it. You don't have that option with the new one because it actually wraps into this little divot, whatever you want to call that, into this little space, and it feels very flush. It's very sleek looking and feeling, but it doesn't have the ability to wrap around. And it is removable. Can pop that off of there, as you can see. So if you want to carry that naked without the pocket clip, you can do that. Same goes with the S2R. You can pop that off. And while I'm thinking about it, look at that awesome clip, dude. It's all anodized or whatever with this beautiful blue, which very nicely complements the blue in the head there and the blue ring around the button. So very, very cool looking. And it does actually come with the standard black if you prefer to have that. So you can swap one or the other on or off. And if you happen to have an S1R in your collection, guess what? That will fit on there. Doesn't that look sweet? I'm totally keeping it like that. I'm totally keeping it like that. I got my own little custom S1R now. And we'll go ahead and pop on this clip for the rest of the video. But yeah, so lots of good features as far as ergonomics and as far as, you know, functionality. The beam pattern, let's go ahead and take you outside and take a look at that now. Let's give you a look at the beam patterns first here on the S2R and the S2R2. S2R there on the right, S2R2 there on the left. And you can see that we are more or less filling that fence from top to bottom with the beam. The fence is about 6 feet tall and we're about 10 feet away from it right now, to give you a sense for how that fills the space. You can see that the S2R has a little bit more brightness towards the middle, and then a much kind of softer border to that beam as you emanate or kind of push out to the edges, whereas the S2R2
is a little bit, not sharp necessarily, but as far as how much light it puts out, all the way out to the edge of that spot, is a lot more consistent. You know, there's a lot more kind of a gradient to how things kind of spread out here, whereas there, like I said before, it's almost spotlight-like as far as how it projects. We'll go ahead and move up, so we're in low right now, and that moves us up to medium, give you a sense of how that looks, and then up to high, and there you can see in high, it feels like the S2R is hotter towards the center than the S2R2 is, but again, we've got more of a kind of an even beam, whereas this one is hot towards the center and then gradually spills out and gets cooler as it gets out to the outside. And that's got all the same modes as well, and I'll put those modes down in the description or there on the screen for you. If we go ahead and go up to turbo on both of them, we're in turbo now, and then if we can go into strobe, there you go. And so, and in addition to that, of course, we've got the moonlight mode, which barely shows up on screen, but there it is. So lots of good modes on these flashlights, and pretty interesting how those beams compare as well.
So as you can see, the new S2R Baton 2 has got an interestingly different beam pattern. It's their TIR lens, which produces a nice balanced, and like I said in the cutaway, sort of a little more of a defined spot, defined area, which I personally like a lot. Yeah, I think the original has still got its qualities and still very nice, but I do think that this one is interestingly different and very cool. Let's talk about sort of what this light can do for, you know, kind of durability and all that kind of stuff. So it's IPX8 rated, which means you can dunk it in water and let it sit there for quite a while. I've done that test with, I think this one, I know with this one, and I think that one I don't recall, but I've done it with a bunch of different Olights. They work. If they say IPX8, you can trust it to work underwater, at least to a certain depth. As far as drop rated, it's drop rated as well, and I've tested that on probably this one. I can't remember which one it is. It's got a few dings on it. Yeah, I believe it's that one. You can drop it, and it's not going to switch off. It's not going to destroy the light. It's a tough little light. So I haven't done that with this exact one, but I'm telling you, I've done it with a bunch of different Olights, and they hold up. So as far as durability is concerned, as far as water resistance and so forth, it does what it says it's going to do. It's well worth it in that way. I think I already mentioned that it's rechargeable, but I'll point that out one more time. There's the base, and there is the recharging cable that it comes with. A little different from the ones we've seen in past years, in that it's got this cool little sort of a rounded base to it, which looks nice, but you know, just as functional as all the other ones from the past. So I believe they're fairly interchangeable too. You can put this on the recharging cable that came with this, and you can put this on that recharging cable. So, you know, I've got, I don't know, half a dozen of these recharging cables hanging out, and I, you know, just kind of swap them on whichever light I need to put them on when I need to do that recharging. So comes with that cable, so you can get all that fully recharged, USB. Okay, as you can tell there. Comes with a little lanyard. I never, ever use these, but if you find that to be useful, it comes with it. They also come with this little pouch, which I think is cool, and I don't use them for my lights, but they're definitely great for other little knickknacks. S2R Baton 2, like I said, on flash sale right now. And throughout this day, if you're watching this video on the day that the video is released, then you can jump on that flash sale. If not, sorry, hopefully it goes on sale again in the future. But again, under $50 and free shipping if I didn't say so. Spend $159, you get a free S2A, a nice little bonus light. So well worth doing in my opinion. Check it out using the link below if you're interested, and I bet you there will be more Olight stuff to come. If I haven't mentioned it yet, and I don't think I have, SHOT Show 2019 is totally happening. It's going to be a bit different this year, but it's happening, and Olight is graciously sponsoring me again. So that's really cool. And so you're going to be seeing more from Olight in the future, of course, here on this channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll talk to you again soon.